What's going on, everybody? The Real Sharif M here, aka Mangana Steel, your favorite knife designer, on the road to 1,500 subscribers. If you are new here, please make sure you click subscribe, like the video, drop a comment below. If you are not new here, thank you for subscribing. I genuinely appreciate it. It means the world to me. And, please also throw your thoughts down in the comments below on this particular question. Do you guys ever buy any knives for your collection that are just kind of ridiculous or just for fun because you have nothing else like them, and because, I don't know, just having them brings a smile to your face? Well, I do that occasionally, and I recently picked up one that ticks all of those boxes for me. And it's this guy, the CRKT Ritual. Now, the CRKT Ritual has been a knife on my radar for a while. I've played with it when I go into Turner's or Pew Pew stores, or usually a lot of the places that sell CRKTs in person. Now, for me, however, this all-black tactical version went under the radar. And there's good reason for that. Generally speaking, I do not go for CRKT a lot of times because of the build quality issues that I've experienced with the brand and with a lot of their material issues, again, that I've experienced with the brand. However, the Ritual always kind of wormed its way into my heart because it's just a ridiculous design, and it's kind of awesome in its ridiculousness. I mean, you know what I want to do with this? I want to have like those gigantic wheels of cheese? I want to have one of those like hanging from the ceiling and like cut through it. Like, I have no idea what to use this incredibly curved Persian blade for, but it just makes me happy. It really does. This thing is absolutely ridiculous in every way, shape, or form. Now, why hadn't I picked up a Ritual before this? Well, largely because I had other priorities, and, the standard blue and white version with the uncoated stainless blade, it looks great. It really does. It feels very, again, Persian / Alibaba 40 Thieves kind of thing. But when I saw that they made a tactical all black version, I don't know, it just took this to the next level. This is like the modern day take on this sort of like crazy thing. And I love it because you've got black micarta here, black steel bolsters, 14C28N for the blade steel, which is the real surprise for me, actually. And just this absolutely ludicrous design, and what's craziest to me about it is that it kind of works. Like, it's kind of ergonomic. It kind of fits in the hand really well. I mean, this is a big knife. This is a very, very big knife. What can I put it next to? This is my Emerson CQC15. And again, this is a 4-inch bladed knife. And the Ritual is quite a bit longer than it. I would say at least a good 1/4 of an inch. And who knows how much longer if you were to measure the full length of this cutting edge. It's incredibly long. Let me put it into another context here. How about next to a ZT0640, which I just happen to have in front of me, okay? It makes the 0640 look almost small. And the 0640 is considered a fairly long, big knife. I mean, the Ritual is probably a good half an inch bigger than it. So really, this is a serious large knife. And from a design perspective, an execution perspective, I guess my only kind of critique about it potentially is that it does have a spring assisted, action to it. Lockup is good from what I can tell. It runs on bearings. I mean, this thing would be drop shutty if it wasn't for that spring action. But to its credit, look at how the blade just tucks away perfectly within the handle. I mean, you really don't see any blade when it is closed, which is surprising to say the least. And it's not like the blade is coming up close to the spine here, so there's no chance of you kind of sticking your finger. It's a good few millimeters away. But this thing fires out with authority. The pocket clip is actually excellently judged. It's quite low, which I really appreciate here. And it doesn't stick into the palm in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I feel its presence, but I don't feel that it's uncomfortable. Now, I can't report about hard using this, but I don't know that I'm ever going to really hard use this knife. This thing is just for fun. And it is. This thing is dope. I mean, you know what I'm going to do with this? I'm going to lay it on a table, take some photos with my various pew-pews and things like that. And I'm going to carry it, and I'm going to surprise people when I pull it out, and I'm like, Alibaba, 40 thieves, But that's about it. And for me, that's a perfect justification for getting this knife, I love it. I love it, and that's why I bought it. If there's anything that I think that they could have done with this that would have taken it to that next level of just ridiculousness, is actually if they put a lanyard hole in here. Because, like, with my Emersons, I usually put these little schmuckatelli beads here of skulls, right? And there's a guy by the name of Postmortem Plastics who just did a series of skulls that I think would be perfect for this, actually. Like, if you had a lanyard hole, did a lanyard, and maybe did like 3 of his little skulls or 2 little skulls, depending on the size of them. I don't know, it would just take the ridiculous factor to 11 for this knife. And I don't know, that's kind of the only thing that I want on this. I never ever go crazy for like a doodad hole, as Doom would say, but this one, I kind of think it deserves it. I kind of do. Look at how ridiculous this thing is. Now, aesthetically, I'm not a huge fan of the ramp visually, but ergonomically, it's in the perfect place. Gives my thumb a great place to hold, to drive and put down power through it. And really, I have very little complaints about this. I mean, there is no expectation for this to be a regular EDC. So why criticize it for not doing the regular EDC stuff? Having said that, though, it is surprisingly deep carry, which, check that out. I mean, would you really expect that out of a knife like this? I certainly wouldn't. But it is, and it's surprisingly, like, I have no complaints. I mean, even the points where the micarta meets up with the steel, it's not like sticking out or above. There's nice smooth transitions. Admittedly, the tolerances could be a little bit better, but again, I don't care. I don't care. This thing is just fun. Absolutely just fun. So, man, if you guys are interested in looking for this, I think the place that I had it still may have had a few. I will see if I can drop a link down in the description for it, if it's still available. But yeah, dudes, this thing is... I'm just happy I have it. It brings me joy. And that's what a lot of this shit is all about.